Got to Go Bowl Season 2, Episode 8, here with my great friend Ali, the presenter, aka ATP. How are you doing, my guy? How are you feeling, Manchester United fan?
Yeah, Alex, man. Oh my days, what an absolute intro, Alex. Pleasure to finally meet you. Pleasure to finally meet you. Finally, we actually get to make this happen, man. After long ongoing conversations, I just want to say it's a pleasure for having me on the show, man. You know, I've been watching you guys for some time, man. Since lockdown, you know, I've been a
Oh,
proper,
my
I've been a proper supporter of the show, man. And I've been telling you, get me on it. I want to go bold, and look where we are now. We're here, man. We're here.
It's the
Ready
right
to go
chance,
bold.
mate. It's the right chance because, yes, Rúben Amorim is now the manager of Manchester United. And yes, if you want more videos of Manchester United, click the jersey's already here. The super fan Ali. Mate, I can't wait to hear some of your thoughts. With Pogba back, maybe. At least in training, it's going to happen. Rúben Amorim talking about character in his interview. Everything is going to be delved into in this podcast. It's going to be very bold. But make sure you like this video and share it to your friends. And if you want to listen on Spotify and Apple, FC Wonderkid podcasts available weekly on all platforms. So people, how will Rúben Amorim make Manchester United great again? The big question right now. And you as a Manchester United fan, Ali, how are you feeling after that interview?
I'm feeling good. I don't know what other word to describe it, man. But this, I felt more happier than when Ten Hag arrived. I'll be honest. After watching the interview of Rúben Amorim, the interview which he done at the stadium, it made me fall in love with this guy. No, did he? You know, just what he said, man, and then how he's talking about the club, the way how he's confident talking about it, the expectations, the identity. We haven't heard the word identity in how long? You know, in years. You know.
True.
First thing he talked about is we need an identity, and as a club that's been, you know, shattered all over the years with different managers, no manager has come through the ranks and spoken about identity. They've all spoken about winning trophies, winning the Premier League, you know, competing in big competitions like the Champions League, the Europa League. But no other manager has come out and on an interview and said, first, we need to create an identity. You know what I'm trying to say? And seeing the players that we have now, I feel like it's a good opportunity for Rúben as a young manager to work with these young players. You know, we've got players like Højlund, Xerxes, who have yet to find their roots yet this season. Especially Josh. You know, I'm a big fan of Josh because he's tall, he's big, he's strong, you know, but I feel like under Rúben in a 3-4-3, attacking in a 4-2-4.
The style of play is there.
The
style of play is there. But we'll talk about the strikers here in just a second. But yes, talking more about Rúben at the start. Rúben Amorim in this interview showed not just to English fans, not just to Man United fans, he showed to the world that he's one of the best communicators in football. In Portugal, we already had seen him speaking in Portuguese, Rúben Amorim, and everyone falling in love with him. From fans to media responsibles in football covering. Everyone says Rúben Amorim is a top communicator, and the game against Ipswich still didn't happen, and we can already see that Rúben Amorim is communicating, and already Man United fans are falling in love, rightfully so. And this is what I gotta say. You see that interview of Rúben Amorim, and I clearly believe in this. He has the ambition to be the best manager in the world. At Sporting, that is a highly difficult task to be seen as the best manager in the world. It's almost impossible in modern day football because you need the money backing, and Manchester United is one of the richest clubs in football. Rúben Amorim knows that, and if Rúben is the reason why Manchester United is great again, then I believe that's going to be the case. Boy oh boy, Champions League ambitions year after year, Premier League top 3, minimal ambitions. Man United fans, the mentality's changing, and I see, like, this is something I love about Man United fans. They see now that he says that immediately things have to change because in order for you to be given time at a club, Rúben Amorim says, you need wins to prove yourself. And that's a fact. Erik ten Hag won the FA Cup and got that time. But now with these results, he lost that. So Rúben knows immediate impact right now with these players. Manchester United is the club it's the second club in the Premier League with the highest wage bill. Man United, 185 million a year. Man City's the only club that spends more. But we know why Man City spends more, because they win titles. So Manchester United is spending 185 million, and Liverpool in fifth, 128 million, and they're going to win the league. That is unacceptable for the finances and for the culture of a club and the fan base. You cannot justify yourself in any way. So how are you feeling with everything that I said here? Because this annual wage bill at Man United is a huge issue, which Omar Berrada has come to fix now with Rúben Amorim. What do you think is going to happen?
I think first, what's going to happen is he's going to find an identity, knows what works well with the players. I've heard so many stories about in Portugal saying that Amorim is very ruthless when it comes to finding players that fit his style.
Facts.
The thing is that we need that though, man, because I feel like with this United squad, because it's so young and because we have like one of the most expensive squads in the world, yeah. I feel like it's hard to find the best position out of players. Mm-hmm. Like for Amorim to say Anthony play left wing back or Garnacho play left wing back, you know, it's gonna raise a lot of questions. You know, I'm trying to like, and
Anthony left wing back. That's I look, if that
left
happens
back at the semi-final against Liverpool, and look what happened. We won. And in order to fix United, we have to go from the bottom to the top. You know, we're talking about backroom staff, medical staff, the grass cutters, the people that cut the grass, the training equipment, the physios, all this stuff all plays a part, you know. And I feel like because we're a club that deals with a lot of injuries, Amorim's got to come in and he's got to think, okay, cool, how can I get the best out of players without getting injured? Ten Hag, when he was here, the way he was training, it was very like ruthless. It was very non-stop. Hence why a lot of players were getting injured at the time. And we had over 60 cases of injuries, I think last season or the year before that. And
it's still, it's not like, look, I understand what you mean, but the injuries come from the lack of well-rotated players. Like, I think it's more of the manager in this case. Like, now we see a real injury crisis for me currently is what's happening at Real Madrid and at City. Okay, City have Rodri out, they have Kevin De Bruyne that was out a lot of time, and there's a real reason why these two teams are suffering the most in football. Yeah. These are the two teams that have played more games at a high level year after year, and it comes to a time that Rúben is out, Rodri is out, like Kevin De Bruyne hasn't been himself for like months now. Like it's a very hard time, and with Man United, I don't feel the justification of an injury crisis being the issue, Ali, being honest with you. I just think it's the demands and the level that is being acceptable towards these managers. Yeah. Like, these players. It's like, if you see, the five highest earners in Manchester United is Casemiro, Rashford, Mason Mount, Anthony, and Bruno Fernandes. That's the top five. Only Bruno Fernandes is the one currently, week after week, that is proving to be the top five. And he's fourth. He's fourth. Casemiro's getting 350K a week in pounds. Rashford, 300. Like, these players, if any, this is something too. I'm not gonna come here and bash these players and say they're gonna leave straight away, because Rúben Amorim is gonna give a chance to everyone, Ali. Everyone's gonna have a chance with Rúben Amorim to prove themselves to stay. That's why you see Amad Diallo balling out mad before he even arrives, and Mazraoui too. Like, Mazraoui is saying to everyone, I'm the right wing back with Rúben Amorim in day one. He wants that slot, and understandably. But again, Rashford, what has he done to prove himself to be one of the players, the key players of Manchester United? To be the highest earner, one of the highest earners. Marcus Rashford is the biggest question mark I have with Rúben Amorim and Manchester United. And Mason Mount too. Mason Mount, if he's the Mason Mount we saw at Chelsea to go to a Champions League final and win it with Kai Havertz too also scoring that goal, Mason Mount will be elite with Rúben Amorim. But I just don't know which is the Mason Mount that's going to go through. And I want to ask you, who is the player that you're the most excited to see with Rúben Amorim? Because even Maguire can be an acceptable answer. So who you're more excited with this?
The most excited player that I'm excited to see to cook under Amorim, I'll give you three names, yeah? I'll give you three names. I'll give you Lenny Euro, because we haven't seen him play in the Premier League. Lenny Euro, exciting talent. You know, I'm talking about exciting talent, especially he might play next week against Ipswich. We don't know. Hopefully he's back from injury. Ahmad. Ahmad. Oh my God. Ahmad. The Black Messi. The Black Messi.
Mate, that's really bold. That's really bold.
No, you see what he done against Leicester. The little shoulder shifting, you know what I'm saying? Garnacho, I'm a big fan of Garnacho. I'm a proper big fan of
Why
Garnacho.
didn't Garnacho celebrate that goal? Is it because he feels the pressure currently with fans?
What I've heard.
If Garnacho, because that was a big thing. Like here in Portugal, a lot of people spoke about why did Garnacho did not celebrate that goal.
They're saying that because of the fans not being behind him, especially because there's a clip going around of a guy not accusing Garnacho, but demanding Garnacho to play better, to score more goals, you know, to help the team more. And obviously he's young, he's 19.
How
He's
can
20
someone
now.
say that to Garnacho? He has more in goal involvements than a Bukayo Saka this season, than a Leroy Sané, than an Olise.
Mbappe, Barcola, all these people, man.
Oh
all
my
these people.
gosh. How could But I like what you're saying. I like what you're saying, Ali, to go with what you say about Lenny Oro. I saw a lot of Lille with Paul Fonseca last season, and Lenny Oro was one of the best. No. Lenny Oro was the best center back in Ligue 1. Ligue 1, and he was under 18. Man United signed the definition of a wonderkid at center back. I'd be very excited. The youth at the club. Man United, like, Rúben Amorim leaves Sporting, and the youth that's there is Kinder, Diomande, Debast. Like, there's so many names of top youth players. It's insane. Now at Man United, I can guarantee you in 1-2 years' time, you'll be confident and say, we've got one of the best presents and future in football. You're going to see Garnacho, Kobe Mainoo, Lenny Oro, Manu Ugarte is 23, Rasmus Oyland, Amad Diallo, all better players. All better players. Even like I see Harry Amas, left wing back. I see a lot of speculation upon him playing because Luke Shaw. That I don't want to bash anyone, but Luke Shaw. It's going to be hard for him to say. Sorry.
Sekou Kone.
Okay, so that's another name that Man United fans.
Yeah.
But yes, it's there's youth and there's a lot of potential at the club, and you said it with the identity talk of Rúben Amorim. Rúben Amorim will have an identity in full display because he's gonna change the style of play, and the word character is very important. Players will be at fault. Not Rúben Amorim if this doesn't work out. Because 10 managers after Ferguson, they tried to change Man United and they couldn't. And if Rúben Amorim doesn't succeed, it's not Rúben Amorim's fault. It's the players' fault. And there the reset will happen with Omar Berrada. But I'm very confident that this duo, Rúben Amorim and Omar Berrada, will make Manchester United great again with Adélio Cândido, Emmanuel Ferro. You know the training staff. And this group, this is what José Mourinho, here in Portugal, managers and talk about managers is very important, and there's a lot of news upon that. And the group of staff, Villas-Boas worked with José Mourinho when he was at Chelsea. And there's a lot of stories that say the manager group of José Mourinho was the best in the world with the assistant manager Rui Faria. Rúben Amorim, in his mind, I believe he thinks he has the best team in the world backing him. Ruud van Nistelrooy not staying isn't an issue, Manchester United fans, because Adélio Cândido, Jorge Vital, Emmanuel Ferro, all are going to make the difference. Carlos Fernandes being the main assistant manager, they want the best for Manchester United, and I can guarantee you they will want to finish at least top 6 this season. At least top 6.
Top 4.
Mate.
4 points behind Arsenal.
No, I get you. It can happen. Rúben Amorim getting top 4 Manchester United. But minimal expectation should be top 6 because he's coming to a new environment, a new situation. And even though I'm going to contradict myself with what I'm going to say, this is that Rúben Amorim is a specialist in crisis situations. Sporting, this is English fans. I'm sure a lot of documentaries they are passing through about Rúben, but never in my life I had seen Sporting win a league title. And Rúben Amorim, He arrives, and in 4 years, he wins 2 league titles. He wins
Back.
2 league cups, not back to back, not back to back. And it's even greater not being back to back, maybe. And yes, if he had finished this season, it would have been back to back. And if it was back to back, Ali, it would be the first time in 70 years that Sporting would do a back to back. And Rúben Amorim had built a team to make that happen. That's what's mad. So he won 2 league titles with 2 very different teams, and that's what you need to beat a Man City. To be constantly restructuring yourself, constant rebuild. That's what Man City does, and that's what Rúben Amorim did with Sporting, a constant rebuild from winning the league with one team with Paulinho as striker, and then winning the league the second time with a better Sporting that won the league with Viktor Gyökeres at striker. So again, strict talent, intelligence, and accountability from all players. That's the minimal expectations for everyone. But yes, just a quick detail too, Ali. According to ChatGPT, the top 5 is going to be Tottenham in 5th, Manchester United in 4th, 3rd Arsenal, 2nd Man City, and 1st Liverpool. According to ChatGPT.
But things can change, though. Things can change. Things can change. Things can change, boy. And I'll be honest, I can't wait for Rúben Amorim to step in, to play his first game. Because what I want, most importantly, as a United fan, what all my United fans want, apart from winning games and winning titles, I want to see good football. Mm-hmm. I really, really want to see good football where we could actually dominate a game. When was the last time we actually dominated a game under Eric, for example? You know what I'm talking about? And we talk about how we talk about how we press.
That's all good.
You know, like people talk about how we press, how we play, our playing style, the way we attack, the way we press. But under Amorim, as a young manager, I feel like he can get a lot out of these young players, man. And especially people especially the veterans like Rashford. You know, with Luke Shaw coming back from injury. I feel like the squad have a big factor into getting the best out of themselves. Because as a young manager, it's easier to get the best out of a player. I feel like as a young manager, I feel like under Eric, because he was so old school and more demanding. Some days he was happy, some days he was jolly, some days he was very ruthless and strict. But I feel like under Rúben, seeing these players like Rashford, Ahmad, God.
Distinguish Erik ten Hag a lot from Rúben Amorim. And one of them is what you're hinting now, is the communication. Rúben is an elite communicator, not just for the press, but for his players too, for his own players too. His last 2 games for Sporting, Rúben Amorim, he was losing at halftime in both. He was losing, okay, to Manchester City in the Champions League and with Braga in the Primeira Liga Portugal. And he comes to the second half. That locker room talk was insane. Players crying, giving it all. And they're thinking, no, we cannot be the players to lose this match for our boss, Rúben Amorim. So the word accountability, elite communicator, that's what he's going to bring to the players. And but Ali, you're being very positive. You're being very positive because you're mentioning Luke Shaw, you're mentioning all these things. But I see the style of play of Rúben Amorim, and there's a word to talk about. It's intensity. He is very intense. All players, they're expected to run like mad. I know that Trincão against Man City, he weighs Trincão against Man City, 4,000 calories left his body. 4,000 calories. That's the intensity of a Rúben Amorim ball. Viktor Gyökeres never stops. So I don't think Luke Shaw can play in this intensity. But again, I don't think Rúben Amorim has in his mind these players are going to go. But Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Christian Eriksen, I'll even say Joshua Zirkzee, mate. I'll be a devil advocate here. I don't know if Joshua Zirkzee has the intensity to play in a Rúben Amorim style of play. Why? Why does he have it, Ali? Do you think he can play well under Rúben Amorim? Because I have high doubts.
To be honest with you, the main trait that he's got is hold-up play, which I like. Which I personally like. But going forward and, you know...
Look at Gyökeres playing. Gyökeres never stands still. Gyökeres goes to the lines. He goes to the left. He goes to the right. He's constantly in duels.
Imagine seeing people like Rashford trying to track back. Rashford barely tracks back.
That's a big problem. Rashford will 100% track back with Rúben Amorim.
And we see players, you know, when they lose the ball, they lift up their arms. They go, oh, you know.
But who tracks
on
back
the-
a lot?
on-
Mason
Pardon?
Mount.
Mason Mount does. Bruno does as well. Ugarte.
Those are the players that will stay with Ruben. The ones that track back and give the extra mile.
And that's for
Because
the
that's
club.
mandatory.
Yeah.
Mandatory.
Mm.
So, again, but like, if I say the names, like, let's do a challenge here. You stay or go. In your opinion, with these types of players, okay? At Manchester United, will they stay or go? Harry Maguire.
Time's done, man. He's got to go. He's got to go, man.
Luke Shaw.
Well, right now, like, for example, January
Until summer.
Yeah, I'll give him till summer.
Christian Eriksen.
I like the creativity, man, but he ain't got the legs, I'll be honest. On the Rúben, I don't think so, man. He's got to go.
Lindelof.
Nah, he's got to go, man. Injury as well. He's injured, you know? Yeah. Yesterday, injured.
Casemiro.
I'll keep, man. I'll keep for now.
Highest earner at the club. He has to prove people big time. Because if a Saudi Arabia bid comes, giving Man United 40 to 50 million to sell.
Oh, yeah, take him. Yeah, take him. Take him. 50 million. 50 million. Take him. Tomorrow on the plane.
We know what Saudi can bring.
Where's air? Take him. Take him immediately.
It's what I mean, mate. It's what I mean. It's like that's the big game changer, I think, for Man United. That it was fantastic for Chelsea. Let's not forget when Chelsea was signing half the planet that plays football. They were selling players to Saudi Arabia, Koulibaly, Mendy, and others. Now, yeah, exactly. Now Manchester United, if they're having a big rebuild, sell to Saudi, Casemiro and Anthony, Lindelof, Christian Eriksen. If it has to happen, please do it. Like, come on. And who are you the most excited to sign? Players to sign. Because I'll say this to Manchester United fans. Guaranteed you're going to sign new wingbacks. Currently, Luke Shaw, Dalot, Mazrui. That is not good enough. Sporting currently has better wingbacks. And when Rúben won the first league title at Sporting, he also had better wingbacks with Nuno Mendes and Pedro Porro that are currently perceived as one of the best wingbacks in the world. So who do you think is coming to Manchester United in terms of wingbacks?
We saw the interview yesterday. Well, not yesterday, the other day. Rúben Amorim, I see he was doing this a lot. You saw it. He was doing this.
He did that. Rúben.
Maybe he's hinting, maybe a number 9. He was doing this a lot. Alex, you know what this means. You've seen it. Seen it.
I'll just say you this. I saw Viktor Gyökeres first game at Sporting in the league, and I remember looking to my friends and just saying, he can't keep up for 10 more games like this.
Yeah,
this is too much.
And you know what else I said as well? You know what else I said as well, which could be on the works? I'm going to go bold in this one. Fasten your seatbelt. I'm going to go bold. I'm telling you now, yeah, I've told this to a number of people, but for the right money, the perfect Bruno replacement, I think.
Bruno replacement? He ain't leaving, mate. He ain't leaving. Cole Palmer to United. He's born in Manchester. I understand that, and he was a Man United fan. But come on, a Bruno replacement. Why?
No, man, because I feel like, I don't know, man.
Mate, trust me, Bruno is a manager problem.
Maybe. Not now, but for the future.
Look at Bruno for Portugal. He's had like high performance games. And at Manchester United, like it was when he started because he had to prove to everyone that he was a top midfielder. Like, why do you think Bruno has to leave?
You know, is a lot of people question his ability as a captain. And maybe like when he gets older, he might be, probably making another move soon. But I feel like getting Cole Palmer in, especially as a guy,
How much would that be? Cole Palmer to United.
Don't worry about the figures. I'm talking about,
Mate,
I'll tell you why, yeah. A lot of people are going to laugh at me for saying this. I know I'm going to get cooked. But Cole Palmer, he said in a recent interview, he wasn't meant to leave City. Chelsea, like he wasn't meant to go to Chelsea. I'm trying to say. He only wanted to go out on loan. Mm-hmm. And him and Pep came to agreement where he thought that it was best for him to go on a permanent move. Now we know Cole Palmer. He's born in Manchester. He's a Man United fan. He idolizes Wayne Rooney. He's not going to be doing this and thinking,
he didn't. I think what happened with Cole was he didn't accept Manchester City loaning him out. That was something in his mind. It could never happen. And understandably, too, because Cole Palmer was, in fact, in terms of talent, one of the best players at Man City. So We understand that frustration, and we understand the reason why he went to Chelsea. But now Chelsea are in a position, mate. Look, if they are willing to negotiate to lose Cole Palmer, Chelsea's
look at Mason Mount. Look at Mason Mount.
But Cole Palmer is a level above, I think, than Mason Mount. Like, Mason Mount didn't score in a Euro final. And Mason Mount, like, when he arrived, he still had Thomas Tuchel. He still had a structure at Chelsea. Like, Chelsea had no structure when Cole Palmer was balling out. He was the structure. He became the structure.
Yeah.
So, mate, and when I see Chelsea too, Willian Estevão, Kendry Paes, Cole Palmer, I think they're going to try to play all of them. If it doesn't work out, playing all of them, and Cole Palmer is not in good form, then I understand the conversations of Cole Palmer maybe leaving. But right now, I think, look, if in 2 years this happens, you know where you have to come. It's to this video.
You've heard it from me. You've heard it from Ali, the presenter. Cole Palmer to Man United, Project 2028. It's happened. It's happened.
Mate,
I can read the future.
Is happening in 2026. Sheesh, mate.
I'll tell you.
Mate, you're going bold. No, that's in
I'll
fact
tell you
a bold
another bold
statement.
one. I'll tell you another bold one. I wouldn't mind Christopher Nkunku. I wouldn't mind.
This January, I saw some news about that. I saw some
What do you
news.
think
What I
about
gotta
that?
say is, Nkunku, if Christopher Nkunku goes to Manchester United, that I'm still skeptical that that's gonna happen. Bye Rashford. Bye Rashford. Okay, like, it cannot be the case. It cannot be. They cannot play both. Especially, I'm doubting too that Rashford's gonna play striker. Okay, I don't know. I've seen some reports stating that Rashford's maybe gonna play striker to play in those deep roles like Viktor Gyökeres does, the runs to then goes to the sides.
You know what
I don't know.
I think the best way to get out of Rashford is to not be too tactical. You know, to go here, go on the right, go on the left, go striker, do this, do that. I feel like if you just let him be and show off your talent, express yourself, that's the best way you can get out of these young players, man. Look at Ruud van Nistelrooy when he was coaching the Leicester game, the Chelsea game, you know, both Leicester games and the Chelsea game. He just said, until Rúben comes, just enjoy yourself. Just play how you want to play.
True.
Just enjoy yourself. And look, we scored 3 goals before half-time against Leicester, you know. Chelsea playing well, you know. We'll let that go, yeah. But Leicester at home, the way we played that game, the way Ahmad was cutting in, you know, the way
Rashford was. Game.
Pardon?
Great game. It was a great game.
Great game.
Casemiro, Ugarte, double pivots.
Yeah.
There were no doubts.
Yeah.
Like, we knew the midfield was sorted. No, there was much more security. This form of Manchester United, no doubt, has been the best form in 2024. Okay, that we've seen. Okay, Rúben van Nistelrooy leaves a bit of stability in so much chaos in 2024 in Manchester United. But still, like, you're in a fragile position. And Rúben Amorim, his job, what he's got to do, if he's going to be as fast as some people are now putting those expectations, like, after beating Man City. After beating Man City in the Champions League, Rúben even stated before the game. Sorry?
I said not many people get to beat City at home. At
True.
home as well, 4-1.
True. Yeah, well, but City has been in a bad form lately. Bournemouth beat City, and I think Tottenham, but Tottenham in the League Cup. City never plays the best team in the League Cup.
They had their team, man. That doesn't count, man. They had their team.
But yes, again, Nkunku is a good name. I like that name being thrown out. But in the wingbacks, I think 2 wingbacks that Rúben Amorim can sign for the left. 2 wingbacks that Rúben Amorim can sign for the left side that are playing in the Premier League and are young. It's Raina Aït-Nouri of Wolverhampton, and the other one, Milos Kerkez of Bournemouth, with Iraola. It's 2 wingbacks that would add quality, and I think there would be better solutions than the players that are currently there, Malacia and Luke Shaw. If you tell me Raina Aït-Nouri, Mazrui, or Milos Kerkez, Mazrui for this season, it's not bad at all.
I'll give you another one. But I know this guy might be on his way to Madrid, man. You know, I've heard the phone ringing. Alphonso Davies, man.
Man,
On a
you
free
said
agent.
that. Yeah.
I doubt that's going to happen, but we know how Man United works, man. We've seen with Lenny Euro.
Yeah, but I get you. And you said it with the transfers to Viktor Gyökeres for club and country this season. 23 games, 28 goals, 7 assists. Do you think Viktor Gyökeres currently is a top 3 striker in the world of football, Ali?
Top 3 strikers, yes, at the
It's
moment.
Gyökeres, Haaland, and who's your
Oh,
third?
a striker in the world.
So Gyökeres, Haaland, and who's your third?
Can I give my top 5 though? Can I give my top 5?
You're
Nah, I
already,
don't want to be biased.
you're quaking. You're quaking the boots.
Nah.
Gyökeres top 5, top 3. Nah, I think he is, mate. Honestly, from what I've seen, and just before you say that, I think Viktor Gyökeres is the best player I've ever seen for Sporting. It's not just Rúben Amorim, it's actually Gyökeres. The brute force he has, the finishing, mate,
The
it's historic. Physicality, exactly. Like, so what's your top 5 best strikers in football? Now I'm curious.
Erling, Gyökeres, Kane's got to be there, man. Kane's got to be
Got
there.
you.
Kane's got to be there. Lewandowski, yeah. If you said wingers would have been made more sense, man. Wingers, oh yeah, Lewandowski.
No, it makes more sense because we're talking with Gyökeres. I just said with
I
Gyökeres
was-
because that's what Man United needs. That's the biggest.
Yeah.
And going back to this, like,
I
in
want
not
to say
blowing up-
Vinny, but Vinny, he's more on the
Nah,
left.
nah. Vinny left
Nah.
winger. No, left winger. No, and we're not saying Mbappe too, okay, people?
Nah,
We're
nah,
scraping
nah,
our
nah,
hole for
nah,
Mbappe.
nah.
We're not considering him a striker.
Nah.
But we're mentioning this, or I'm mentioning in this sense that Man United needs goal. Man United needs goals. So naturally, the player that scored the most goals in the era of Rúben Amorim is being associated to the club. But again, I've got big doubts. I would love Viktor Gyökeres to stay until the end of the season in Portugal because I go and watch Sporting occasionally and I like to see history. And he's the best player I've ever seen at Sporting. But if he goes to Arsenal, if he goes to Chelsea, if he goes to Manchester United, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because he's got the level to do that. And he's got the level to score more than 20 Premier League goals. And currently at Arsenal, nobody has that but Bukayo Saka. Okay? Bukayo Saka can get to 20 Premier League goals, but he's more of a player of assists. And we can see with the statistics this season. So Arsenal, Chelsea's got Nico Jackson, but Viktor Gyökeres would automatically be the second best striker in the Premier League once he arrives. And don't give me Alexander Isak is better, because if you watch Sweden, if you watch how they play, if you watch the importance of those moves, Viktor Gyökeres will actually be the second best striker in the Premier League, if not the best striker in the Premier League, because Rúben Amorim, that will be, if that were to be the case, that would be majestical.
I feel like Gyökeres coming in, it brings a whole different ball game, man. Competition, the main key. You know, how can we've seen Gyökeres play on the Rúben. If he comes to United, how will Gyökeres play on the Amorim? You know, because the Premier League is the hardest league in the world, man, and it's much more physical. It's much more high intense.
I just say this, Ali. If it happens, I can guarantee you, Ali, you're gonna get top 4.
Really?
If Viktor Gyökeres is signed in January, then I'm a high skeptical that that's going to happen for Manchester United fans. Giving you the heads up, I don't think that's going to happen. But if it does, I can guarantee you that's the best chance possible of you finishing top 4 and actually having a top season. And look, I'm going to go bold and even say you'll win the Europa League too if you get Viktor Gyökeres in January. Okay, if you get him in January, you have Ugarte that already knows what he's got to do with Rúben Amorim. You got a back line that will have maybe Maguire playing much better football. Lenny Yoro at the right. Then at the left, Lisandro Martinez too. Onana with the consistency and the options in front of him. He's going to be a much better player.
Yeah.
I'll be hyped, mate. I'll be hyped. But again, I don't think that will be the case in January. I'm sweating because because I don't think that will be the case. But if it is, mate, you are a lucky chap.
I'll be honest.
Rúben Amorim and Viktor Gyökeres.
With Gyökeres coming in, we've talked about competition, but how can Haaland and Xerxes learn off?
Xerxes will go.
You think?
Viktor Gyökeres arrives, Xerxes leaves. Højlund, I understand you need another option, and fantastic. They even both can play together. We saw that with Conrad Harder, another Danish striker that plays here for Sporting. He's a compatriot of Rasmus Winter Højlund. So I think Højlund could play even at the same time, given occasions with Viktor Gyökeres, but Xerxes, I'm sorry, he will immediately leave if Viktor
I
Gyökeres
think just
arrives,
wait
mate.
how he is for the end of the season, man. Because with these players, like they've got time, but
But there's
we
no
need to be someone
salary.
that's on it. Like we need a manager who's gonna be demanding from the spot. And
True.
if Amram doesn't like how he sees Xerxes plays, he might have to pack his bags.
I think it was a Ten Hag signing too. And this is what Man United fans be hyped for this. It's because Omar Berrada is a man that takes action. Donny van de Beek has left the club. Mason Greenwood's left the club. Jadon Sancho's left the club. Lindelof is going to leave the club. Rashford, if he doesn't start scoring goals, is going to leave the club. Action will be taking place. Ugarte came in, not because of Ten Hag, because of Omar Berrada, knowing that he wanted Rúben Amorim. That's the genius.
Yeah.
Before he plays City, Berrada knew that was the right manager for the club. At the age of 39, the man will make Old Trafford a fortress,
Great
just
again.
like he did Estádio Alvalade. People do not beat Sporting in the league at home now because of Rúben Amorim and what he built. That's going to happen too at Old Trafford. A bit reminiscent to what Jose Mourinho did at Chelsea.
Yeah.
He created a fortress in Stamford Bridge.
And I feel like another thing which I forgot to say about Amram, that if he can get the fans excited and off their seat, the fans will immediately love him. They will love him. I'm telling you, I've been to Old Trafford. I know what the fans are like. They want to see great football. Aside from winning games, they want to see domination. How Man United used to play back in the day. That's what we want to see.
Exactly.
Listen, I don't mind getting top 6. Yeah, I don't mind finishing 7th, 8th, 6th, 5th. I don't care. But as long as we play good games, we play good football. That's all I care about. That's really all I care about. And
you're going to see a structure, a team that's going to play one style of play at the start of the season, and at the end, much more complete. You're going to see a structure. Trust me.
We have another topic to discuss about, though.
And now here at the end, here in the outro, we do the Q&A of the podcast. Just some questions and answers. Some quick questions and some quick answers. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Will Paul Pogba play for Manchester United again, Ali?
It'll be a dream come true, man. I'll be honest. It'll be a dream come true, but he's 31, man. He's 30. He's going to be 31. So
let me check, yeah.
The thing is, we've seen Johnny Evans
31,
come back.
Yes. He's 31.
He's 31. He's not too old just yet. But we've seen Johnny Evans come back to United as a free agent to get fitter. But I feel like Pogba coming back, especially as a free agent, he can impress Amorim. You know, maybe he could become a mentor to Ugarte, Mainu, because we get a lot of comparisons to Mainu and Pogba. Mainu and Pogba in the floodlights of Old Trafford with Bruno, Garnacho, Ahmad, Rashford, Højlund, Xerxes. Oh,
you can't play all of them, mate.
No, of course you can't. No, of course you can't. But Pogba knows the club. He knows the club. He knows the club's expectations. You know what I'm talking about?
But Pogba was a reason of toxicity for some managers, no?
Yeah. But I don't know how.
It's a two-edged sword. It's what the manager's decision is going to be. Look, if Rúben Amorim picks to stay with Paul Pogba, is because he actually believes that Paul Pogba can be one of the best midfielders, if not the best midfielder in the world of football, okay? If that's the case.
Yes.
But if he feels he can have a good midfielder, but it's going to be a bad role model in the locker room, he's leaving. Because if you're in Manchester United, you have to be the best in every single aspect. In mentally, physically, nutrition, even when you sleep, you need to have the right sleep because it's a privilege to wear the Manchester United kit, and that's the expectation that Rúben Amorim has. If Paul Pogba wants to go into that type of mindset, he will be welcomed. But if he doesn't, he will not. So I think Mason Mount likes this approach. Lenny Yoro likes this approach. Kobe Mainoo, Garnacho. But let's see with Paul Pogba. Another question I had for you, Ali, is who will win a Premier League faster, Manchester United or Chelsea? Easy question,
no? Man. Put me on the spot. We just have to wait and see, man. But
okay.
We just have to wait.
So wait and see. That works.
Wait and see. Yeah.
Okay. And who, in your opinion, will win the next Ballon d'Or? Because there was a big speculation, a lot of heated debates with if Rodri deserved it or not. Early prediction. You can just say one name that you believe will win the next Ballon d'Or in 2025.
I'll give you 2 names.
Okay.
Vinny Possibly Rafinha, you know, Rafinha.
What? To win the Ballon d'Or? That would be insane. That would be
He's
insane.
only he's only
What would Rafinha need to win the Ballon d'Or? So be the best player at Barcelona, win the Champions League, and win La Liga. Do you think that can happen until the end of the season?
depends, man.
If you're saying that, I'm just being.
No,
I'm just trying to
because
think your thoughts.
He's I think correctly, he's only 11 GA off Vinny's stats from last season. But we know stats don't really matter though. It's all about achievements.
True, true,
You know?
true.
But I think Rafinha could be a hot take, maybe how he's playing right now. I think so.
Okay.
But obviously, Vinny, we all know Vinny, man, and
You're
we've
saying
seen-
two Brazilians, mate.
Huh?
I think that's funny. So
Yeah,
you think
yeah.
the two people more likely to
Brazilians,
win the
yeah.
Ballon d'Or is Rafinha and Vini. That's bold. I believe
Yeah.
that's bold too. Vini, I 100% agree with you being in that top three. Erling Haaland, look, if he steps in when Rodri's not stepping in
of course.
now,
Yeah.
when with Kevin De Bruyne is not stepping in, that's
Haaland,
also
yeah.
a shout. But yeah, I agree. If it happens, and look, what if Arne Slot goes really bold like
Salah,
he's bold
maybe
and
Salah.
wins the Champions League and the Premier League? Salah is
Salah's last
automatically
season
the
as well
favorite.
as a Liverpool player, you know.
Who?
Salah's last season as a Liverpool.
Yeah. At Liverpool.
He could
Exactly.
possibly be the first player to win the
swear.
Ballon d'Or in probably the Saudi league. I'll be honest, because he's most likely going to go to the Saudi league. I'll be honest.
Oh, no. Yes. So you mean if that move, imagine
If he
Liverpool
goes
wins the
Saudi,
Champions League
he'll
and
be
Premier
the
League.
first player to win the Ballon d'Or in the Saudi league. If Liverpool,
Mate, it's like Messi winning it in the Major League Soccer. It doesn't count, but it's like, oh my days.
doesn't
Oh.
count, but it could.
No,
be
he didn't
possible.
win in the Major League Soccer. I'm sorry. He
Nah.
won it at PSG.
Yeah,
He won it
but
at PSG.
that
I'm
could
sorry.
that could be a possibility, maybe.
Yeah, that's mad. That's mad if that's the case. And here with another question. It's will Xabi Alonso become the next Real Madrid manager, Ali?
I don't think so. You know. Nah, I don't think so.
So where is he going, Xabi Alonso?
I feel like he will stay. I'll be honest. I feel like he'll
Nah.
stay. You don't think so?
Nah, doubt. Highly doubt that. Xabi Alonso's pedigree. Look, I respect I obviously because I'm saying I highly respect what he's doing at Bayer Leverkusen. But if Leverkusen manages to convince Xabi Alonso to stay another season, that will be itself historic because they didn't win the Bundesliga in 120 years, and the way they're playing
Unbeaten
is a
as
clear
well.
effect.
Yeah.
Only lost
But
to Atalanta. In the
Who
full
else though
season.
would you take though if Ancelotti goes?
I really think it's Xabi Alonso. I think Raul Gonzalez. He's been begging for that job for years. Not begging. That's not the right word because Raul is
He's
a
been
Real
wanting
Madrid
that job.
legend. But yeah, he's been at Castilla for years now. And he's refused to go to Union Berlin when Union Berlin had Champions League football. He's refused various Bundesliga clubs to stay at Real Madrid Castilla. And if you stay at Real Madrid Castilla, it's with the intention of what happened to Zidane to happen to you too, to become the Real Madrid manager. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be Xabi Alonso, yeah. Ali, I disagree with you on this sense. I think Xabi Alonso will go to Real Madrid next season. I think Florian Wirtz possibly will be going too. But for City, if Pep Guardiola is leaving Man City, the best case scenario for City fans is to get Xabi Alonso and Florian Wirtz. Kevin De Bruyne is aging, and Florian Wirtz coming to this team would be a Kevin De Bruyne vibe when he leaves Wolfsburg to go to City. Okay, and
City
Wirtz
trying to
has
get
the
Rúben
talent.
Amorim?
Sorry?
Wasn't Man City not trying to get Rúben Amorim as a Pep replacement?
Because
People think
Hugo Viana, the sporting director of Sporting, is going to Man City. So people thought that they would go hand in hand, maybe to City. But I honestly think currently Guardiola doesn't have a final thought. And Hugo Viana cannot say to City board, let go of Guardiola.
Yeah.
Guardiola's the A side until he decides what he's going to do next season. So I think they had Rúben Amorim as a backup. I really believe Man City had Rúben Amorim as a backup, and Omar Berrada also knew that.
Yeah.
That man knew that Man City wanted Rúben Amorim if Guardiola left, and they got the sporting
He's got
director
resources, man.
of Sporting, Hugo Viana. So that people can state that those two things happen for those reasons. But let's see. I don't know, but it's gonna be a big challenge for Vienna that I'm sure he's gonna do a good job. He's great at what he does in terms of talent identification. But yes, Ali here. We are here at the end. Is there any bold statement that you would like to do here at the end? A final message that you would like to do here at the FC Wonderkid podcast?
I want to say is that it's a pleasure for Alex to have me on. Appreciate it, man, for getting me on this pod. It's been a long time coming. It's a wonderful opportunity for me. Number two, if you're a Man United fan, stand behind Rúben. That's all I've got to say. Alex knows because he's seen himself. But I'm telling you this, yeah. Stand behind Rúben Amorim, and I promise you this: if he can get you off your feet, then you're in one hell of a treat. I'm telling you, yeah. Because I just think Man United are gonna be back, man. I'll be honest. Like, if Man United come back, it will just be, I don't know, man. Do you know what Paul Merson said about Amorim? Paul Merson said if Rúben Amorim gets top 4, he should be knighted.
Ten Hag, that would never happen this season.
Ten Hag, oh man. I was the biggest Ten Hag in, I'll be honest. Because I actually like Ten Hag. But it's just after what I've heard about the communication and getting the best out of players and all this stuff, I just think like
that Ten Hag had Sancho going to Amsterdam and training personally for 3 months?
Yeah, I knew.
How can a manager make a decision if he's so distant from him?
Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah.
Just that little thing for me. I think Rúben Amorim would never do that. Like, how am I going to prep a player that's kilometers away from me and not training with me? Like, it's mad.
Yeah.
Project Sancho. Sancho was pissed at him. Sancho couldn't stand him.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing with Ten Hag, that the way that Cristiano Ronaldo left the club, the way that De Gea left the club, the way that Sancho left the club, it was all badly. And I really believe Rashford also wanted to leave.
And
Fernandes was playing such bad football under Erik Ten Hag. He leaves. He's back. There's a reason why this has all happened. It was Ten Hag's fault. I'm sorry.
and to be honest with you, it's just like we've seen it with Arteta. Arteta knows how to get the best out of players. Look at Kai Havertz.
I'm still doubtful with Arteta.
You think?
Too. I'm not here saying Arteta's one of the best managers in football.
No. The thing is, I'm always around so many Arsenal fans, and I've always told them, man, like, if Arne Slot wins the league, first year as Liverpool manager, Arteta and Arsenal fans, Arsenal and Arteta, we're gonna have some uncomfortable conversations.
Exactly.
Because 5-6 years in a club and one trophy which was not even yours, it was Unai Emery's. Is very crazy, and competing with City for 2 years now, back to back.
That can't happen. Like Arteta, they need to win the league as soon as possible, and they need a striker. Arsenal fans, it's gotta happen. Yeah. Thank you, people. Thank you so much, Ali, for going bold here in episode 8 here with us here at FC Wonderkid Season 2. Like this video if you're listening until now. Share with your friends. Go bold. Help here the FC Wonderkid podcast. And again, thank you so much, Ali, and thank you for you at home for listening to episode 8 of the FC Wonderkid podcast. Thank you, people, for going bold.